Welcome back. Today, we are exploring the top 4 most valuable United Kingdom halfpenny coins. These historic British coins are highly sought after by collectors because of their rarity, special mint varieties, low mintages, and exceptional values in different conditions. While many halfpennies are common, a few dates and varieties can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction when found in desirable condition. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom halfpenny dated 1891. Many people come across old coins in drawers, coin jars, or family collections and wonder if they might be valuable. The 1891 halfpenny is one such coin that attracts the attention of collectors around the world. Even when found in a dirty or heavily circulated condition, this Victorian-era coin carries historical significance and can still have value in the collector's market. In today's video, we will discuss its history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, current auction value in dollars, and important tips for anyone who owns one of these fascinating coins. The 1891 halfpenny was issued during the reign of Queen Victoria, one of the most famous monarchs in British history. Queen Victoria ruled from 1837 to 1901, a period often referred to as the Victorian era. During this time, the British Empire expanded dramatically and became one of the most powerful empires in the world. The halfpenny was an important denomination used for everyday transactions. Millions of these coins circulated throughout the United Kingdom, helping ordinary citizens purchase goods and services. The 1891 issue was struck in bronze and was designed to withstand heavy circulation. More than a century later, surviving examples serve as tangible reminders of Victorian Britain and its rich history. One of the most recognizable features of the 1891 halfpenny is the portrait of Queen Victoria on the obverse side. The coin displays the famous Jubilee head portrait, showing the Queen wearing a small crown and veil. Around the portrait is the Latin inscription identifying Victoria as Queen and Empress. On the reverse side, the coin features Britannia, the symbolic female figure representing Britain. She is seated holding a trident and shield, overlooking the sea. This iconic design appeared on many British coins and remains one of the most beloved images in British numismatics. The coin is made of bronze, weighs approximately 5.67 grams, and has a diameter of about 25 millimeters. These characteristics help collectors authenticate genuine examples from the Victorian period. When discussing rarity, it is important to understand that the 1891 halfpenny is not considered extremely rare in lower grades because many were originally produced. However, finding high-quality examples with sharp details and original surfaces is much more difficult. Dirty or damaged coins are common because they have spent decades in circulation and storage. Coins with corrosion, scratches, environmental damage, or heavy wear generally sell for less than well-preserved specimens. Nevertheless, collectors still purchase dirty examples because they offer an affordable way to own a genuine Victorian coin. Demand remains steady among beginner collectors, British coin enthusiasts, and historical artifact collectors. Even heavily worn pieces attract interest because of their age and connection to Queen Victoria's reign. Now let's discuss the value that many viewers are curious about. A dirty or heavily circulated 1891 halfpenny typically sells for approximately $2 to $10 depending on the amount of wear and overall appearance. Examples showing moderate detail but significant dirt or discoloration often bring between $10 and $25. Coins with stronger details and less damage may reach $30 to $60 at auction. Exceptionally preserved examples can sell for $100, $200, or even more, especially if they possess attractive surfaces and strong eye appeal. Professional grading can further increase value when a coin is determined to be in superior condition. It is important to remember that auction prices fluctuate based on market demand, collector interest, and the specific condition of the coin being offered. If you own an 1891 halfpenny, avoid cleaning it aggressively. Many collectors prefer coins with original surfaces, and improper cleaning can significantly reduce value. Store the coin in a protective holder to prevent further deterioration. Carefully examine the date, design details, and overall condition. Compare your coin with certified examples to estimate its grade. If you believe your coin may be in better condition than average, consider consulting a professional coin dealer or grading service. Collectors should also keep an eye on auction results because market values can change over time. Building knowledge about Victorian coinage can help identify valuable varieties and improve collecting decisions. The United Kingdom 1891 halfpenny is a fascinating relic from the Victorian era. While dirty or heavily circulated examples are generally not extremely rare, they remain popular among collectors because of their historical importance and affordability. Depending on condition, these coins can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to several dozen dollars, while premium examples may achieve much higher auction prices. Next up, the United Kingdom halfpenny dated 1940. Many people assume that old coins found in drawers, jars, or inherited collections have little value, especially when they are worn, dirty, or damaged. However, some vintage coins continue to attract the attention of collectors even in poor condition. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1940 halfpenny, its unique features, collector demand, rarity in bad condition, and its current auction market value in US dollars. Stay with us until the end because you may be surprised by what this historic coin can still be worth. The United Kingdom halfpenny was one of the most widely used coins in British circulation during the first half of the 20th century. The 1940 halfpenny was issued during the reign of King George VI, a period marked by the challenges of the Second World War. Despite wartime pressures, the Royal Mint continued producing essential coinage for daily commerce throughout Britain and across the British Empire. The halfpenny served as a low-denomination coin used for everyday purchases. Millions were produced, allowing people to buy common household items and pay small expenses. Because these coins circulated heavily during wartime, many examples became worn or damaged over time. Today, surviving specimens provide a tangible connection to one of the most significant periods in modern British history. The 1940 halfpenny is made of bronze and has a distinctive appearance that collectors immediately recognize. On the obverse, or front side, the coin features the portrait of King George VI facing left. Around the portrait is the royal inscription identifying him as King of Great Britain and the Dominions. The reverse side displays the famous image of Britannia seated beside a shield, holding a trident. Britannia has long been a symbol of British strength, unity, and maritime power. Beneath the design appears the date 1940, making it easy to identify the coin. The coin measures approximately 25 millimeters in diameter and weighs around 5.67 grams. Even heavily circulated examples often retain enough detail for collectors to identify and appreciate their historical significance. When discussing rarity, it is important to understand that the 1940 halfpenny was not a low mintage coin. Millions were struck by the Royal Mint, meaning that the coin is generally considered common. However, collector demand remains steady because of its connection to World War II and the reign of King George V. In bad condition, the coin may show heavy wear, corrosion, scratches, stains, bent surfaces, or environmental damage. Such issues significantly reduce collector value. Nevertheless, some collectors still purchase damaged examples as affordable additions to historical collections. Demand is particularly strong among beginners who want authentic wartime coins without paying premium prices. While damaged examples are not rare, they remain desirable because they represent an important era in British history. Coins with visible dates and recognizable designs usually attract more interest than severely damaged pieces where details are difficult to see. Now let's discuss the value that most viewers want to know about. A 1940 United Kingdom halfpenny in bad condition generally has a modest market value because of its large original mintage and heavy survival rate. A heavily worn or damaged example typically sells for approximately 25 cents to $2 at coin shows, online marketplaces, and dealer inventories. Coins with clearer details despite obvious wear may achieve between $2 and $5 if the coin has unusual characteristics such as an error, an exceptionally attractive historical appearance, or provenance from a specialized collection. Auction prices may occasionally exceed these estimates. However, most standard 1940 halfpennies in poor condition remain affordable collector items rather than high-value rarities. Collectors should remember that coin prices fluctuate depending on market demand, seller reputation, and overall condition. Therefore, obtaining a professional evaluation is always recommended before selling or purchasing any historic coin. If you own a 1940 halfpenny, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can remove the original surface and often reduces collector value. Even a coin in bad condition should be preserved in its natural state. Store the coin in a protective holder or coin flip to prevent further damage. If you suspect your coin has an unusual error or variety, consult a professional coin dealer or grading service for an expert opinion. Collectors should also compare multiple auction results before determining value. Understanding the difference between circulated, fine, very fine, and damaged grades will help you make informed buying and selling decisions. Finally, remember that historical significance can be just as important as monetary value. A coin that circulated during World War II carries a story that many collectors find fascinating. The United Kingdom halfpenny of 1940 is a remarkable reminder of Britain's wartime history under King George VI. Although the coin is generally common and examples in bad condition are not considered rare, collector interest remains strong because of its historical importance and iconic Britannia design. Most damaged specimens sell for a few cents to several dollars, making them accessible to collectors of all budgets. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or someone who has just discovered an old coin in a family collection, the 1940 halfpenny remains an interesting piece of history worth preserving. Next up, the United Kingdom halfpenny dated 1914. While many examples of this coin have survived over the years, specimens found in a dark or black shade condition often raise questions among collectors. Is the coin rare? Does the dark appearance increase or decrease its value? And how much could a 1914 halfpenny be worth at auction today? In this video, we will explore the history, design, rarity, collector demand, and current market value of the 1914 halfpenny, especially in black shade or heavily toned condition. The 1914 halfpenny was issued during the reign of King George V and was part of the pre-decimal currency system used throughout the United Kingdom. At the time, Britain was entering one of the most significant periods in its history, as the First World War began in 1914. Coins produced during this era carry historical significance because they circulated during a time of major global events. The halfpenny was a common circulation coin used for everyday transactions. Millions of these coins were struck by the Royal Mint, making them an important part of British commerce. Because of their widespread use, many examples became worn, damaged, or discolored over decades of circulation. Today, collectors often seek these coins as affordable pieces of British history. The obverse of the 1914 halfpenny features the portrait of King George V facing left. Around the portrait is the royal inscription identifying him as the King of Great Britain and Ireland. The portrait is known for its detailed craftsmanship and remains one of the most recognizable designs of early 20th century British coinage. The reverse displays the famous seated Britannia holding a trident and shield while facing the sea. Britannia has long been a symbol of British strength and maritime power. The denomination halfpenny and the date 1914 appear clearly on the reverse. A black shade condition usually develops when the bronze coin undergoes heavy oxidation, environmental exposure, or decades of storage in unsuitable conditions. This dark appearance can range from attractive natural toning to severe corrosion. Collectors carefully examine such coins to determine whether the black coloration is natural aging or damage. The 1914 halfpenny is not considered an extremely rare coin because millions were minted. However, finding examples in high-grade condition is much more difficult than locating heavily circulated pieces. Most surviving coins show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or environmental damage. When a coin develops a black shade due to natural aging, some collectors find the appearance appealing, especially if the details remain sharp. However, if the dark coloration is caused by corrosion, cleaning damage, or chemical exposure, collector demand may decrease significantly. Despite being a common date, the 1914 halfpenny remains popular among collectors of British coins, King George V coinage, and historical World War I-era memorabilia. Demand is strongest for coins with clear dates, readable legends, and attractive surfaces. Even damaged examples can still attract buyers who want an affordable historical coin for their collections. The value of a 1914 United Kingdom halfpenny depends heavily on its condition. A heavily worn or black shade example with noticeable damage may sell for approximately $1 to $5 in the general collector market. Coins with moderate wear but clear details and natural dark toning often sell between $5 and $15. Better preserved examples with attractive surfaces can reach $20 to $50 or more. Uncirculated specimens with original luster may command prices exceeding $100 depending on quality and market demand. Specialized auctions. Exceptionally preserved examples can achieve even higher prices, particularly if they are professionally graded. However, most black shade coins encountered by collectors fall within the lower value range due to environmental wear and discoloration. If you own a 1914 halfpenny, begin by examining the coin carefully under good lighting. Check whether the black coloration is natural toning or active corrosion. Natural toning is generally more desirable than corrosion damage. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce collector value. Many beginners mistakenly polish old coins, but experienced collectors usually prefer original surfaces. Consider storing the coin in a protective holder to prevent further deterioration. If the coin appears unusually well preserved or has strong detail despite its dark color, professional grading may be worthwhile. It is also a good idea to compare recent auction results and dealer listings before buying or selling. Market prices can fluctuate depending on collector demand and overall coin market trends. The United Kingdom 1914 halfpenny is an interesting piece of British history that connects collectors to the era of King George V and the beginning of the First World War. Although it is not one of the rarest British coins, its historical significance and enduring collector interest keep it popular. In black shade condition, value depends largely on whether the dark appearance is attractive natural toning or actual damage. Most examples are worth a few dollars, while better preserved specimens can command considerably higher prices at auction. Next up, the 1943 halfpenny. Many people discover these old coins in collections, inherited boxes, or antique markets and wonder whether they are worth anything. In this video, we will focus specifically on a 1943 halfpenny that is in rusty or heavily damaged condition. We will explore its history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, and its current auction market value in US dollars. By the end of this video, you will have a much better understanding of whether your coin could be valuable. The United Kingdom halfpenny of 1943 was issued during the difficult years of the Second World War. At that time, Britain was deeply involved in the war effort, and coin production was an important part of maintaining the economy. The coin was struck under the reign of King George VI, who appeared on the obverse side of the coin. The halfpenny had long been an important denomination in British currency, used for everyday purchases and small transactions. Millions of these coins circulated throughout the country, passing through the hands of soldiers, shopkeepers, workers, and families during one of the most significant periods in modern history. Because of its wartime connection, the 1943 halfpenny remains an interesting piece of British numismatic history. The obverse of the 1943 halfpenny features the portrait of King George VI facing left. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription identifying him as the King of Great Britain and the British territories. On the reverse side, collectors will find the famous image of Britannia seated beside a shield and holding a trident. Britannia has been a symbol of British strength and maritime power for centuries. The denomination halfpenny and the date 1943 are also clearly displayed. The coin was struck in bronze and has a distinctive brown appearance when preserved properly. However, coins stored in damp environments may develop corrosion, discoloration, or rust-like surface damage. While bronze does not technically rust like iron, collectors often use the term rusty condition to describe heavily corroded examples. One important question collectors ask is whether a 1943 halfpenny is rare. The answer is that the standard 1943 halfpenny is not particularly rare because millions were produced during the year. As a result, circulated examples are still commonly found today. However, collector demand depends greatly on condition. Coins in mint state with original surfaces attract the strongest interest and highest prices. A rusty, corroded, or heavily damaged coin is generally less desirable because the damage affects both appearance and long-term preservation. Even so, some collectors still purchase damaged examples for historical interest, educational collections, or as affordable examples of wartime British coinage. If the date and major design details remain visible, the coin can still have value despite its condition. Now let's discuss the value. A 1943 United Kingdom halfpenny in rusty or heavily corroded condition is usually worth only a modest amount. In many cases, such coins sell for approximately 25 cents to $2 US dollars depending on the severity of the damage and the visibility of the design. Examples with moderate wear but readable details may bring between $2 and $5 at auctions or online marketplaces. Better preserved circulated pieces can sometimes reach $10 or more. Exceptional uncirculated examples with attractive surfaces are a completely different story and may sell for significantly higher amounts, especially when certified by professional grading services. However, a heavily damaged or rusty example is generally valued more for its historical significance than for its monetary worth. Auction prices can vary depending on collector demand, market conditions, and the quality of the coin's preservation. If you own a 1943 halfpenny, avoid cleaning it, even if it appears rusty or dirty. Cleaning can remove original surfaces and may reduce collector value. Instead, store the coin in a dry environment using coin holders, capsules, or protective sleeves. Carefully inspect the coin under good lighting to confirm the date and identify any unusual features. While most 1943 halfpennies are common, unusual varieties or errors can sometimes attract additional collector interest. Collectors should also compare their coins with recent auction results and consult reputable coin catalogs. Learning about grading standards can help determine whether a coin falls into poor, fair, fine, or uncirculated categories. The 1943 United Kingdom halfpenny is a fascinating reminder of Britain's wartime history under King George VI. Although the coin was produced in large numbers and is generally not considered rare, it remains popular among collectors because of its historical significance and classic Britannia design. A rusty or heavily damaged example typically carries a modest market value, ranging from a few cents to a few dollars, while better preserved specimens can command higher prices. Whether valuable or not, every 1943 halfpenny tells a story from a remarkable period in history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about more rare British coins and their values, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.